Hey guys, this is George from Brazil, and I've decided to make this series of videos to help English speaking people to learn how to speak Portuguese. Okay, so the first thing I want to ask you is please give me the feedback on the comment section. It's the only way I'm gonna know if I'm helping you, okay, and about the things I should do better. But please, guys, bear with me here at the same time. For example, I would like to apologize for the microphone. It's not a very good microphone right now, but since it's the first video I'm making for YouTube, I decided I would wait until you guys give me some feedback to know if I should continue making more videos for you. So please, if these videos are helping you in any way, let me know in the comment section, okay? So to start with, we're gonna talk about some parts of speech. Okay, parts of speech are the words that we use to build a sentence. I think this is the same thing in English. Okay, and the part of speech we're gonna be learning today is pronouns. All right, in English it's called pronouns. In Portuguese we call it pronomes. All right. So what what do pronouns do? Well, we use pronouns when we have already referred to someone and we want to mention that person again in the sentence. All right, we're not going to use, because if we use pronouns directly the first time we're going to refer to someone, we're not going to know who we're talking about, right? To be more clear, let me give you an example here. Okay, so with the pronoun it, all right, here, let's take a look at this sentence. I don't like this car. It doesn't work well, all right? So if I said, I don't like this car doesn't work well, I'd be being a little bit repetitive, right? So since I've already mentioned the car, I don't like this car. So in the second sentence, I don't need to refer to that car as this car anymore. So I would use the pronoun it to mention that car. Okay? So this is the same for all of the other pronouns we have out there. So we use them instead of the name of the object or instead of name of people. Okay? To refer to them again, especially to not be repetitive. All right? So let's get started here. In English, we have the pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. Okay? In Portuguese, we have about the same amount of pronouns, but we have some differences that you guys don't have in the English language. Okay? For example, we have gender even for objects. Okay? Because in English, if you say table, you don't need to know if table is male or female. And in fact, in English, it will be a little bit weird for you guys to think about that, right? So let's take a look at the first pronoun here, I. Okay, I use I when I'm referring to myself, all right? In Portuguese, this pronoun is called eu. Okay, so I've picked some words to help you guys to learn how to pronounce these pronouns. Okay, so you can see that E is not a very common sound in English. So to help you have an idea of how to pronounce it, think of the word hey, all right? Hey, hey. Now focus only the sound of the letter E. E, hey, hey, right? So take this isolate the sound of the letter E in the word hey, e, and add in U here. But in Portuguese, we don't say you, okay? We say just u. So eu, eu. Repeat with me, please. Eu. Okay. Second pronoun, you. Okay. In Portuguese, we say você. Okay, that's very different from what it is in English. So to help you with the pronunciation here, I picked the word cold so that you guys can have an idea of how we pronounce the letter O in the pronoun você. Okay, so você, você. So think of the letter O, of the sound of the letter O in the word cold, right? O, cold, cold. Vo, co, vo, cold. Vo, se. Okay, so as we have already looked at the sound of A, as in the word hey, you're just gonna use it in the same way. Okay, so você. Repeat with me, please. Você. Okay. The third pronoun, which is in the third person of the singular here, it's he, right? In English, just as in Portuguese, we use the pronoun he to refer to someone of the male gender, okay? And that someone is like a third person. For example, if I'm talking to someone and I'm gonna say something to that person, I would refer to them as you, right? But when we're talking to someone about a third person, we're gonna use he, okay? For example, oh, my cousin doesn't like coffee. He thinks it smells bad, okay? So to refer to my cousin again, I use the pronoun he, okay? The same thing in Portuguese, with the exception that it's written differently and pronounced differently, obviously, okay? So in Portuguese, he, we say ele, ele, okay? Think about the letter E in the word hey again. He, ele, 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 okay? Let's move on to the pronoun she, okay? We use she to refer to someone in the third person, and that someone is of the female gender, okay? So she in Portuguese is ela, okay? So instead of picking a word to teach you guys like the other sounds in the pronunciation, I've noticed that there's a lot of girls called Ella in the US and in a lot of other English speaking countries. So Ella, the name of a girl, for example, has the same pronunciation as the pronoun in Portuguese. So ela, ela, okay? It, okay? Here is the tricky one. This is the trickiest pronoun we're gonna be studying. Because when you say it in English, you're referring to an object or maybe an animal, sometimes a house or something like that. Or if you're talking about something that happens in nature, like rain, snow, or something like that. In English, it doesn't have a gender, okay? But in Portuguese, it does. So when we're talking about something that is of the male gender in Portuguese, we're gonna translate it as ele. We also can translate it as ela. Okay, George, just stop for a minute. How are we gonna be able to tell if it's ele or ela? Okay, I'm gonna explain it to you guys in a little bit, okay? And besides ele and ela, we have the impersonal form, okay? Which is, for example, when you're talking about rain, snow, something that happens like it's a natural phenomenon, okay? For example, if you say it's snowing, like you don't need to translate it as having a gender, okay? So that's what we call impersonal. So when you say it's raining, you just translate the verb you're using in Portuguese. And we're going to be using examples, practical examples in sentences so that you guys can understand it better, okay? The pronoun we call nós in Portuguese, okay? Nós. Just think of the word clog. I know it's a weird word for me to pick, but it was just a random choice, okay, guys? So in the word clog, just isolate the sound of the letter A in this word, clog, and say nós, clog, nós, right? It's not very similar, but it's very near, okay? So we, nós, okay? So you also use you to refer to two or more people when you are talking to them directly, right? And it's the same word you use for someone, like a single person that you're talking to in English. In Portuguese, we have this distinction. You, você, as in the singular, right? But if you're referring to more than one person, you have to add an S here. The letter S, okay? Vocês, vocês. The same way you pronounce você, just with an additional S, okay? The letter S, vocês. And finally, we have the pronoun they, right? So they you can use to refer to, for example, two or more people of the male gender. You can also use it to refer to two or more people of the female gender, or you can use it to refer to both genders, right? For example, if it's a man and a woman, you can refer to them as they as well. In Portuguese, as we have the gender, we need to make this distinction, okay? So for example, if we are talking about only women, we say elas, okay? The same way we say ela in the singular, just with an additional letter S, okay? Elas, elas. If we're talking about only men or men and women together, we need to use eles, okay? The same way we pronounce he in Portuguese, ele, with an additional S, letter S, eles, okay? Remember, if we're talking about only men and or men and women together, okay? Let's take a look at some sentences here. Oh, first of all, we're gonna have to take a little deeper look at the pronoun it right here. Remember, I referred to this sentence here to explain to you guys what a pronoun is for. Let's take a look at this sentence again. If I say, I don't like this car, okay, it doesn't work well. When I say it, you already know in English that I'm talking about the car. Okay? It doesn't work well. In Portuguese, we're gonna have to tell the gender, okay? And car in Portuguese is male, all right? So here we're gonna have to translate it as ele, all right? Translating just the second sentence here, it doesn't work well. It would be in Portuguese, ele não funciona bem, okay? Don't mind these other words here because we haven't learned them yet, but just focus on the pronoun here, okay? So again, George, how are you going to be able to tell if the object or thing is male or female? Okay, guys, there's no rule that can help you guys learn this because it's something applied to some languages. So you're gonna have to become used to it. And how can you become used to something? Practicing that thing. Okay, so we're gonna be practicing these things throughout all the series of videos we're gonna be making. Okay, so don't worry about now, just learn the principle here. Okay, again, another example with it. If I say I don't like this red table, okay, I don't like this red table. It looks ugly. When I say it here, I know I'm already referring to the red table that I talked about before, that I mentioned before, all right? So when I say it, I know it's talking about the red table, okay? Now, table is female in Portuguese. So if I'm gonna have to translate it looks ugly into Portuguese, I'm gonna have to say ela é feia. Remember, ela is she in English. Why is that? Because table is an object and objects have gender in Portuguese. I know it's weird for you guys to speak English, but that's how we're gonna learn it, okay? So table is female in Portuguese. Ela, ela. All right? Let's review these pronouns here by saying them in English and in Portuguese, okay? You guys can do this exercise later when you're not watching the video, when you're watching the video by yourself, you can pause and pronounce it how many times you want, okay? So, repeat with me. I, eu, you, você, he, ele, she, ela, it can be ele, it can be ela, or impersonal. Remember, what's impersonal? It's when we're going to translate only the verb that follows the pronoun it, okay? We're going to get to that. We, nós. We, nós. You, vocês. You, vocês. They, eles, or elas. Remember, eles for only men or men and women together, and elas for only women, okay? Let's take a look at some sentences to help you guys consolidate the knowledge here. Here is one example of that natural phenomenon we talked about in the beginning. Okay, if I say in English, it's raining, I'm not referring to anyone or any animal or any object, okay? it just refers to something, and that something is a natural phenomenon, okay, which is rain. So if I say it's raining, it means there's raining falling down. And in Portuguese, remember, impersonal, we translate only the verb. So it's raining means it is raining, right? And is this verb here in Portuguese. In this case, okay, we're gonna take a look at these verbs soon. So if I say it's raining in Portuguese, está chovendo. Está refers to the verb is, the verb to be, okay? Está chovendo, okay? Don't worry about this verb here because we're gonna be learning vocabulary and a lot of stuff throughout the course, okay? So to help you consolidate the principle of gender, okay, those flowers smell good. In Portuguese, flowers have gender. So flowers are female in Portuguese, okay? So if I'm gonna translate this sentence here, I'm gonna say elas cheiram bem, right? Who's elas? The flowers. Remember? If I was gonna use a pronoun instead of those flowers, those flowers here, which pronoun I'd be using in English? They, okay? If I had already referred to the flowers before, I would say they smell good, okay? So they, we're talking about female. If flowers are female, we're gonna use elas, okay? Those flowers smell good. Elas cheiram bem. Okay. Another example here. Did you see those two men? Did you see those two men? They are crazy. Okay. When I say they, it means I'm talking about someone that I already mentioned. That's the concept of pronoun. Okay. And who are these people? Those two men. Okay. Now here we have, remember, they can be eles or elas. Okay. So those two men are male. Remember, what do we use for male when we're talking about more than one person? Eles. Okay, so did you see those two men? They are crazy. Okay, eles são crazy loucos. Okay. Focus on the pronoun here, as we haven't learned the other words yet. Next example, I have one brother and one sister. Okay, I have one brother and one sister. They are very nice. Who are they? My brother and my sister, right? So I have a brother and a sister. Remember here, eles can be only men or men and women together, people of the male and female gender together. So when I say they in English, meaning brother and sister, I would translate it into Portuguese as eles. Okay, because there's a man and a woman. In this case, it can be a boy and a girl, okay? But male and female together. They are very nice. Eles são legais. Okay, guys? I know it's a lot of content on the pronoun thing, but we have another thing to learn if we're gonna learn how to build sentences in Portuguese, because you can't just build a sentence with only a pronoun. Okay, you need verb, you need action, or you need like state of being or mind. Okay, so for that we're gonna take a look at the verb to be. In English is the verb to be, and in Portuguese it's gonna be ser and estar. Wait, does it have two different meanings in Portuguese? Yes. Again, how I'm gonna be able to tell? By the context of the sentence, guys. Okay, we're gonna take a look at that now. So let me know if I went too fast in this explanation about the pronouns. Okay, rewind the video, guys. Practice, pause, and practice the pronunciation so you guys can get used to it. Okay, because I can't spend like the whole video on one topic, because the only thing that's gonna be working for you guys to learn is repeating. Okay, repetition is the process of learning. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the other topic. So let's take a look at one example of how to use the verb to be in English. Okay, I'm James' brother. Okay, when I say I'm saying I am. Okay, I am, I'm. In this case, I'm or I am, it's translated as, the verb to be in this case is the verb ser in Portuguese. Okay, and how am I going to conjugate it in the first person? Or in other words, with the pronoun I. So if I say I'm James' brother, it means eu, right? Because I is eu in Portuguese. And the verb is sou. Sou. So I'm James' brother. Eu sou o irmão de James. Okay? Don't pay attention to the rest of the sentence. We just need to focus on the pronouns here and the verb. Okay? So let's take a look at other examples so that you guys can tell the difference between the verb to be in these two sentences. I'm sorry. If I say I'm sick, like it's a temporary condition, right? I'm sick right now, but I might not be sick tomorrow, or even I might not be sick 2 days from today. Okay? And when I say I am or I'm in English in this sentence, in this case it's going to be translated as, the verb to be is going to be translated as estar in Portuguese. And the conjugation is going to be eu, okay? Because I, remember, I, eu. Okay? I'm sick. The conjugation is gonna be eu estou. Sick is doente in Portuguese. Okay? All right, George. So how is the same verb being translated as different verbs in Portuguese? Okay? How am I gonna be able to tell the difference between ser and estar if they are both to be in English? Okay, let's take a look at the context here. When I say I'm James' brother, think of it this way. Can you stop being James' brother? No, you're never gonna stop being James' brother even when you die. Okay? So when you say I'm James' brother, I'm always gonna be James' brother. It's like a condition that's not gonna be changed, okay? And when that's the case, the verb is ser in Portuguese. I'm sorry for that. Ser. So, I am James' brother. Eu sou. Okay? And in this sentence here, I'm sick. When I say I'm sick, again, as I've already told you guys before, when I say I'm sick, it means I'm sick now, but I might not be able, I might not be sick 8 hours from now or even tomorrow. So it's a temporary condition. And when we're talking about this context of something that can change because it's temporary, or it's something that's not like an unchangeable condition, it's gonna be estar. Okay? To be sick is a temporary condition. You're not gonna be sick forever, okay? You're either gonna die or you're gonna get well, right? That's a hard thing to say, but that's life. So I'm sick, okay? It means estar, which conjugating means eu estou doente. Okay, can we get more examples in this, like in the use of these verbs? That's what we're gonna do right now. Let's take a look at some sentences here in the order of the pronouns that we studied before. Okay, and we're gonna have two examples. One with the verb to be meaning ser, and the other with the verb to be meaning estar, so that you guys can start consolidating this knowledge of the difference between ser and estar as the verb to be. For example here, I am your brother. How I'm gonna translate I am into Portuguese? Remember, I am your brother. Am I gonna stop someday being your brother? No, that's not possible, okay? So if that condition is not gonna change, the verb is sou, okay? Which is the verb ser conjugated in the first person, which is I am, okay? And I am sick, again, am I gonna be sick forever? No, that's gonna change. You're either gonna get well or you're gonna die, okay? So if it's a temporary condition, eu estou, because I'm not gonna be sick forever. It's a temporary condition, okay? Are we cool now? Okay, with the pronoun you again. If I say you are my sister, you're always gonna be my sister. Okay, you're always gonna be my sister, and that's not gonna change even if you die. It's the same context as above here. So you are, você é. Remember, you, when I'm referring to someone, a singular person, you, você. Okay? So you are my sister. Você é minha irmã. Okay? You are, você é. If it's gonna be something that's not gonna be changed. Now, if it's something that's temporary, you are mad at me, okay? You're not gonna be mad at me forever. That's possible, but just, you guys get the point, okay? You are mad at me. So it's a temporary condition, or at least it's supposed to be. You are temporary. Você Você está. Você está. Remember? Você é, if it's not temporary. Você está, if it's temporary. Now, with the pronoun he. He is a good person, okay? Now, some of you might say, okay, that can be changed because someone can stop being a good person, but that's not the point. That the point is, if someone is born a good person, it's very likely that that person is going to continue being a good person. Okay, so even if this can change, even if it can change, the point is it's the character of the person, right? It's a characteristic that it's not supposed to change. So he is gonna be ele é, okay? Ele é, because it's supposed to be something that's not gonna change. And if I say he is happy now, just because he's happy now doesn't mean that he's gonna be happy forever and he's not gonna be sad again. No, right? It's a temporary condition. He's happy now, and now even shows, even reiterate the concept. I'm sorry, even reiterates the concept. Sorry for that pronunciation, guys. But ele é for not temporary condition, and ele está for temporary condition. Sorry. She's a great singer. Okay. So can she be a great singer today and like 2 weeks from now she be a bad singer? It can happen that she lost her voice or like she can't sing during that period, but if someone is a great singer, it's very likely that she's gonna be continue being a good singer, right? So it would be ela é, because it's something that's not supposed to be changed. Now she is disappointed now. It's a temporary condition, okay? Either because she can not be disappointed tomorrow, or because the person like asks for forgiveness or something. So it would be ela está because it's a temporary condition. Okay. I love that car. It is red. Okay, the point here, guys, is not the I, the pronoun I. The point here is the it, okay? Because I can't just say it if I haven't referred to that thing before, as we studied in the beginning, okay? So it is red. What is red? That car, okay? So car is male or female? We've already learned that car is male, okay? So it is red. Ele é. Now, it is red. For example, if you buy a red car, is it gonna stop being a red car? Well, I don't know about the other countries, but in Brazil, even if the person wanted to paint the car other color, they couldn't. It's illegal to do that. I think that's the way in the US too, but I don't know about other countries. So, but the point is, if the car is red, it's gonna keep being red, okay? So, as it's male gender, it's gonna be translated as ele é. Remember? And if I say, I love this house, it's so big. What's so big? the house. Okay, so it's so big. Now house is female. So how are we gonna translate it is? Ela é. Okay, why not ela está? Well, if something is big, the only way something can stop being big is like someone wrecks it and build a new house, or they just destroy the house or something like that. But again, the point is not this. The point is it's supposed to be there for years and years or even forever. It's a house, okay? It's not gonna stop being big. It's so big. So if I say it's so big referring to the house is female, so it's gonna be translated as ela é. Ela é. Okay. Now, if I say it's snowing, okay, is it an unchangeable thing or is it a temporary condition? Well, it's not gonna be snowing forever, or else we would all die, right? Do you agree with me? It's snowing. It's a temporary condition. So if I'm gonna translate it's or it is here, I'm gonna be translating it as está. Okay, it's snowing. Está nevando because it's snowing now. It's a temporary condition. Okay. We are people. When we say we are people, are we gonna stop being people and turn into animals or something like that? Of course not, right? We are people. We're always gonna be people. So the verb would be the verb ser in Portuguese, which conjugated with we would be nós somos. Repeat, please. Nós somos. Okay? Nós somos pessoas. Because it's something that's not going to change. We are sad. Again, sad is it's a temporary condition, sorry. We are sad now. So as a temporary condition, we're going to translate it as nós estamos. Nós estamos. You are great people. Again, if they're great people, it's very likely that they're going to be great people for the rest of their lives, right? So it's something that's not supposed to change, and we're going to be translating it as vocês são. Okay? You are as more than one people. Vocês são. You are unhappy now. Again, they're unhappy now, but they can be happy tomorrow or even minutes from now. Okay, so it's something that's temporary. Vocês estão. Vocês estão. Okay? They are great people. Who are they? Remember, the only way I can tell this in Portuguese if they is female or is male or female, if they are male or female, is to take a look at the context of the sentence that was said before they use the pronoun they. Okay, so they are great people. Here I didn't put any sentence before it, so we're gonna pretend we don't know. So if it's male or male and female, it's gonna be eles, right? They, eles. And if it's only female, elas. Okay? Now, about the fact that they are great people, it means it's not supposed to change, right? They are great people. They're going to keep being great people for the rest of their lives. So, eles são or elas são. Okay? It's the same conjugation as in vocês here. It's good for you guys because there's a lot of difference in conjugation in Portuguese. It's good to have something that's the same, right? So they are great people, something that's not temporary. Eles são or elas são, depending on the gender, right? If I say they are super happy now, something that's temporary, it's going to be translated as estão. So if it's male or male and female together, eles estão. If it's female, elas estão. Okay? Now let's do a review here about the pronouns, and then we're gonna say the verbs together so that you guys can fix it a little bit in your minds. Okay? So repeat with me, please. I, eu, you, você, he, ele, she, ela, it, ele, or ela, or impersonal, which is no pronoun. Okay? We, nós, you, vocês, they, eles, or elas, depending on the gender again. Okay? So what about the verbs? If, let's conjugate the verbs here. If it's temporary, I am, eu sou. If it's not temporary, I am, eu estou. Okay? You are not temporary. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. I am not temporary, eu sou. And I am temporary, eu estou. Okay? You are not temporary, você é. And you are temporary condition, você está. Okay? He is not temporary. Ele é. He is temporary condition. Ele está. Okay? She is temporary, not temporary. Ela é. She is temporary. Ela está. It is not temporary condition. Ele or ela or no pronoun é. It is temporary condition. Ele or ela or no pronoun está. Okay? We are not temporary condition. Nós somos. Okay? We are is a temporary condition. Nós estamos. Okay? You are is not temporary condition. Vocês são. You are as a temporary condition. Vocês estão. They are not temporary condition. Eles if it's male or male and female together. é, or elas if it's female, é. I'm sorry, são. Sorry for this, guys. They are not temporary condition. Eles or elas são. Eles or elas depending on the gender again. They are as a temporary condition. Eles or elas estão. Okay, guys? As an exercise for you guys, I need you to make some sentences using the verb to be in English and translate the pronoun and the verb into the correct form. Okay, if it's to be as ser or estar. George, can you give an example again? Okay, for if I say I am your brother, just to be very repetitive here. Okay, eu sou. The rest of the sentence you don't need to translate. Okay, I just want to check if you guys learned the concept of I am. If it's gonna be translated as eu sou or eu estou, and the same for the other pronouns and conjugations. Okay. And for example, estar, I am sick, eu estou doente, right? Again, you translate only the pronoun and the verb, okay? Because the rest of the phrase, we haven't even learned any vocabulary enough for you guys to translate that. If you want to do that as an extra exercise, as an extra mile, good, great for you guys. But let's focus on the concept of I am. Which one is gonna be sou or estou? Okay. So please guys, again, if you like this video, I need you guys to like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Don't want to be cliche and be saying the same things as any YouTuber out there, but the only way I'm gonna be able to tell if I should be making more videos to you guys, for you guys, is this way. Okay, please give me some feedback. If you don't like the content of the video, maybe you want to focus on other topics, maybe you want to skip this beginner thing, which I don't think we should, but if you want me to make extra videos about other subjects and all of that stuff, please let me know in the comments. So you are gonna be the ones telling me what you guys want to learn. Okay, I'm gonna be following up on the content here, but I need you to make some suggestions for me to make some extra videos as well. Okay, I'm not gonna edit a lot of this video because I want it to be like as spontaneous as it can be. Okay, everybody makes mistakes, guys, and you can see my English is not perfect, but I hope you guys understood it and liked the video. Please let me know what else would you guys like to learn. So we're gonna be making the videos based on what you guys request. Okay, thank you for watching, and please like the video, show the video to other people that want to learn Portuguese. Even if you don't want to learn Portuguese, just think it this way. Maybe you don't want specifically to learn Portuguese, but learning any other language, like learning independently or regardless of the language you learn, it's gonna bring you a lot of benefits that's gonna make you stand out from other people. Okay, plus you get the chance to meet new people, make new friends, and like the list goes on the benefits of learning a new language. Okay, guys, thank you so much. See you in the next video.